Welcome to Curtis Goes Corner, coming to you from a secret underground base in occupied America. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. Herschel Walker was holding his own during debate against Warnock, media admit. MSNBC anchor Mehdi Hassan wrote, Walker was bad, but not as bad as he could have been. Yeah. Well, as far as the mainstream media goes, that's a half-assed compliment. It's, what do they say, the low expectations on the Warnock Herschel Walker debate. I saw most of it, and Herschel did okay. You know, I'm not going to say he's an eloquent speaker, but he did okay. He held his own. He's more of a rootsy type guy, earthy type guy. Warnock come across as trying to be as polished as he could. But he did okay. Mainstream journalists and even liberal media figures admitted that Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker did better than expected during the Friday night debate against his Democratic opponent, Senator Warnock from Georgia. NBC news contributors, local news commentators, formerly Daily Beast writers, and even MSNBC anchor Hassan acknowledged that Walker's debate performance was not as bad as it could have been. Now you're looking at all the mainstream progressive Trump derangement syndrome nut bars. So that means he did pretty well. One claimed that Warnock, the Democratic pro-choice pastor, looked weak and should have fought back harder against Warnock's aggressive criticism, and another even declared Warnock the victor. Well, that's the way it works when you're the incumbent, even though he's only been there a short time. And I'm going to say, honestly, there was two close races. Warnock is finishing out an expired term from the special January election with the other candidate. I can't remember his name now. Is going to be in for longer because that term was not up. So, this somewhat positive assessment of Walker's debate performance from some in the media was surprising, considering the amount of negative press coverage Walker has received for months. Reporters have gone after him aggressively after allegations recently surfaced that the pro-life Senate candidate once paid for a woman to have an abortion, something Walker has denied. And you see the half-assed, attaboy. This was the most coherent I've ever seen Herschel Walker. Prepared, aggressive, direct. Some of those answers don't play well, but no catastrophes, which is saying something, and that's the best he's going to get from these morons. Is he an eloquent speaker? No. Is he a Barack Obama? No. Is he a Bill Clinton, who was also a great public speaker? There's a lot of good public speakers. It's a skill that you develop over time. There's nothing to do with intelligence. It's like any other skill. You hone it and use it. And Herschel, of course, hasn't had an opportunity to do a lot of public speaking, and between his football career and his business career, it's just not a skill that he has. And he's getting better at it, just like anything else. Judging by former Daily Beast writer, Atlanta Journal-Constitution columnist Patricia Murphy's words, Walker had a decent night. Fellow Atlanta Journal-Constitution reporter and NBC News contributor Greg Bluestein cited Democratic voters who were shocked at how well Walker performed. He tweeted, I'm getting surprise tests from Democrats caught off guard that Walker is holding his own. As we've reported, he's been preparing for this debate for weeks, and he eagerly sought to lower expectations. Oh, they're surprised that a black man that is not a public speaker by profession and is not in his nature can do well. It's their racism showing through, pure and simple. If it was reversed and he was a Democrat and some people said that, they'd be screaming and hollering. Bluestein also shared his recap of the debate published in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. He wrote the Republican voters felt they had good reason to celebrate. If the Friday showdown was a make-or-break moment for Walker, as some analysis predicted it would be, the Republican didn't snap. And to some of his supporters, the hour-long debate forced him into a stronger contender. CNN reporter Andrew Lazinski admitted Walker is beating expectations here so far, in my opinion. Even MSNBC anchor Heisen claimed that Walker did better than he could have done and let Warnock have it for not going after Walker hard enough. He also trashed the debate moderators. I saw the moderators. I mean, they weren't that bad. He called the moderators abysmal. The V.D. Henson show host tweeted, my quick summary of the Gastonate debate, Walker was bad, but not as bad as he could have been. And, you know, we see that over and over and over. Thought Warnock would be the aggressor, but Walker was, and had an excellent one-liners his opponent had trouble handling. Yeah, it's all about the show. It was about, I watched some of the debate. I mean, they'd ask you a direct question. They did ask a direct question, though. Raise your hand if you will accept the voter tally from the Senate seat that you guys are running for. In other words, if your opponent wins, will you accept it as being legitimate? And they both raised their hands in the affirmative. So, got that elephant out of the room. I think Herschel Walker did okay. It's neck and neck. We could always say that maybe they could have had a better Republican. Maybe they could have had a better Democrat even. But it is what it is. And these are the two, just like Oz and Fetterman in Pennsylvania, it is what it is. You have the two candidates you have. My thing is this. I care about more than anything else is the Republicans get a hold of the Senate. And it has a lot of things going for it. Judicial nominees, treaties, all kinds of stuff that the Senate exclusively does. Supposedly, at least at one time, the most deliberative body in the world. We're going to have to see. I think Walker will be fine as a senator. I think he will do his grassroots, earthy type personality. His deep religious beliefs don't hold very well with the progressives. But then you have his opponent, Warnock, who's really a progressive at heart, but pretends to be that he's not. A pastor that says he's deeply religious, yet thinks that the woman's right to choose is not against his religion. It's tough. It's tough. The battle lines are drawn and people are dug in. The 5% in the middle, 10% in the middle are going to be the ones that determine this race, just like in Pennsylvania with Oz and Fetterman. Did Herschel Walker lose any ground with the debate? No. Did he gain any? I'm not so sure. I don't know about that, but we all know he didn't lose any ground. And that's what Warnock's people and the Democrats were hoping. And it didn't happen. So even the mainstream media said, okay, he's a slug. He doesn't talk very well. He's not very educated, but he did okay. And that's their back-ass way of giving a compliment. Because truly and honestly, the progressives are truly the real racists. Let's just tell the truth. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.